The Tigers get Frank Wilson his first win as interim coach, beating Arkansas in Tiger Stadium. We're breaking it down on the Hannycast.
The Hannycast, a weekly LSU football film study with Charles Hanagriff and former LSU tight end Richard Dickson. Now to break down the Tiger tape, here's Charles and Richard.
Charles Hanagriff along with former Tiger Richard Dickson. Richard, it was an emotional day in Tiger Stadium for Frank Wilson and for the players. We saw that after the game. But as this game started for LSU, it started off slow. Some mistakes that got LSU in a hole. They didn't quit. They kept after it and eventually got the 1-point win.
The guys fight. The locker room footage of them celebrating the win, to me, is special because, it shows how much everybody's locked in, how much it means to them. I think some of the guys are playing their best ball. Harold Perkins, the last 2 games, played his best 2 games of the year. And to watch them receive, Frank when he comes to the locker room, those guys played their ass off, and it was really fun just to watch them and really embrace Frank with the win.
Interim coaches can go a variety of different ways. It doesn't have to go this way where the team is really into it and giving it that type of effort. It did, and it was noticeable. But it didn't start out that way. Let's get right to the film here. And this was, Rich, in the back half of the season, the special teams mistakes have started to grow here. And this was Grant Chadwick's punt was blocked. Chadwick's had a very good year, but this time the protection breaks down, and this is on a 4th down very early in the ball game.
Yeah, and like I told you, to be honest, we got a great stop. I went to go get a beer, went to this game, come back, and it's 7-0. I needed to see this play for myself. And to me, it's pretty simple. There's a breakdown by Bauer Sharp and number 25. I'm not quite sure who that is, but this is just a simple just miss. I mean, we got 2 guys that could have made the block on the play.
Your edge here is supposed to get a chuck. He doesn't. Bauer Sharp slides to the inside, and you've got 2 guys that are basically climbing over each other to block this punt.
They almost knocked each other out of the way, but you'll see it when you go to the next view. I'm not a master at breaking down punt schemes.
Were you in the shield at one point?
I was. Me, Hester, and Stelz were the very first shield, and you've never seen guys that weigh under 275 pounds play there again. We got blown up. We were the first guy. I guess they put me, Craig Stelz, and Jacob Hester in the very first shield my freshman year against Arizona. They had a 6'6", 350-pound D lineman come blow us all up, and we're like, we're changing that.
You just got to stand there and really take a blow, yeah.
But, for me, when I look at this film, you could let it go run through once. The left side, you got 22 gets a block, 0 gets a block, 52 gets a block. I'm assuming everybody has a man recognition, but right here it's simple. 25 doesn't block anybody. You got these 2 coming off the edge. Bauer Sharp's got to know you got a right-footed punter. You never shorten the edge to the right side of the foot side of the punter. This is just a plain mental mistake right here. If you hit pause, you never, ever, ever shorten the edge for the punter. So, and you see Bowers is completely leaned over.
You got this guy blocked.
Guys, all 3 of them got this guy blocked. My guess would be that Bauer's supposed to help with the inside hand. He's supposed to be right here on 42, and that 25 should have blocked the edge guy.
None of that happened, and Arkansas gets off to the early lead here.
And it was looking pretty ugly early on when, I ain't drank maybe a beer and a half in the stadium.
You're already done.
14-0.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get for leaving me by myself.
Yeah.
Actually, not by myself, but you know what I mean.
You got Big Row.
Yeah, Big Row was great on Saturday. All right, let's take a look at this one. This is from the LSU 42-yard line, and this is Arkansas rushing up the middle. But LSU, this is one of a number of good plays that Harold Perkins made.
Yeah, and this is just like, to me, the last 2 weeks, this is everything about fight. Anytime you get in a short yardage situation, I think the guys up front play with great pad level. They get a stalemate in the guards. Linebackers scrape. These are guys just playing their butts off. I mean, you get down this early in a game, things going bad, you might take a play off. But when you see it from the rear view, 91 made a hell of a play. McKinley plays with great pad level. And I'll tell you when to hit pause. I think McKinley playing with this type of pad level is, right here. Like their pad level is all beneath them. And we talk about where we struggle on the offensive line is playing high. But these guys get a great stalemate. I think Perkins, plays this great. He's playing way more physical. He delivers a blow here. You got Weeks scraping over the top. There's nowhere for the running back to go.
Now, I'm watching the receiver, number 6, coming down here. He never gets to the point where he's able to block Perkins. Was this play supposed to go outside?
You would think, typically, I think this is just a bad step. When he's coming down, it's a crack block for it to get outside. But I don't think he ever motioned further enough down to even get there and get there in any time.
Perkins makes a play, and LSU gets good stop there. Located in the heart of downtown Hammond, Cina, an upscale Italian restaurant serving traditional dishes in a contemporary fashion, inspired by an abundance of fresh local produce and the ways of old. Cina, creating a local, unique dining experience. Their goal is to use local ingredients and delicious recipes to create an exceptional dining experience, while also providing a fresh and inclusive atmosphere that can be enjoyed by anyone. Downtown Hammond, Cina. All right, let's go to this next one. This is a 3rd down and 5 at the Arkansas 27-yard line, I believe this is. And this is Caden Durham's touchdown run.
Yeah, it's funny to me just watching this play, the way you can watch the way the defense is coached. And the first time we get into an RPO instance with a new quarterback with Michael Van Buren, they've obviously been coached to react because you get the DN jumping outside. You get the back following with Xavion. It's the first time I've seen we run an RPO action and the defense react to it.
Let's take a look here.
You get some great blocks here, guys getting up the field. Durham running through some arm tackles. So this is what we've been waiting for. I think you're going to see it from the backside. Kern doesn't always block the guy that dominate his block. But the one thing I'm starting to watch, I don't like here, I want his first inside foot to be violent, play with the inside shoulder. He's playing a little too high right here. He gets a good push over by Eccles. You're going to see Thomas right here throws the guy that Braylon Moore's on, and he gets to 20. You just get guys knocking guys over, getting to the next level. But Kern, the one thing that's fun about watching him, he finishes every block. We might get a penalty for it. Some of them are questionable, but he is trying to put the guy on the ground. You watch Kern finish this play. He's not going to stop till he dumps the guy. I love that from an offensive lineman. The big key here was, if you watch Thomas, they throw the nose guard over, allows him to climb up on 20. 77 gets a good job. I want to see him release a little bit quicker. But man, there was a lot of good blocks on these plays.
Let's go back and look at the backside of this, because you said they reacted to the RPO here.
So yeah, watch the defensive end. I mean, he completely flows with Michael Van Buren. You get the slot guy going out with Xavion. Look, you see the defensive end jump outside the second he pulls it. It holds 2. So now you're blocking the backside with 2 guys occupied.
And they simply did not respect that run before.
To me, that is coaching in film. They were taught when Nussmeier was in, hey, play the run. We're not worried about it. And you can see when they put Van Buren in, there's more question what he's going to do, what they want him to do. But the first time they get into a zone read type option, they play the read.
This next one's a 3rd down and 7 at the LSU 21-yard line. Michael Van Buren's pass is complete to Barry and Brown, and this play goes for 20 yards.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great throw. You get great protection on the left side. I really like it tells you where I'm at in the season. Don't know his name. 77.
Ori Williams.
Ori Williams getting in the game. He plays with pad level. I love the way he uses his hands. I believe this is a play. I'm going to watch it real quick. Yeah, see his right hand. We talk about passing over the loopers and run it back, because this has been an issue all year long, and everybody's wanting to do it. And the amount of times I've said, you got to feel with your inside hand. His eyes stay on the outside guy. He feels with the inside hand, which makes you, when you see the looper, you already have an idea where the guy's at. That's the biggest thing that we've been missing all year long is understanding to play with the right technique. You watch 77's inside hand. He's feeling. He sees the guy looping, which you already know where he's at. It brings you right back to him. It's just the fundamentals of pass blocking that he's doing really well.
This is part of what we're going to show in these last 3 films is players for next year. What are you working with? What guys are making some progress? We saw Williams on both the right side and the left side. We saw Kern on the left side, and we saw Weston Davis back on the right side in this game. So they're looking at some different stuff here. And Williams, frankly, in the 2 games that he has played,
been the best tackle.
Has showed some really nice stuff here.
And Kern.
Now, this is a nice throw by Van Buren, too.
He has some really good throws in this game. I like the way that if you run it back, the biggest thing is, and we're not trying to knock on Nussmeier, but Nussmeier's been falling back all year long, and maybe Van Buren just hadn't been beat into him yet. The guy's not falling back. He's staying strong in the pocket, leaving that front foot planted. Good pockets, and I mean that's a read throw. That's a tough throw to make, and he zips it in there.
Tell me this is not flipped aside, but that the last play of the first half, the 3rd and 11, when Brown broke into the middle, or was it Xavier Thomas? I don't know. I think it was Brown. The 3rd down 11 at the end of the first half against Alabama, and the throw doesn't get there.
It was Xavier.
It was Xavier. Okay,
it was Thomas. Same play, flip side.
Flipped aside. Yeah, it looks exactly like it, because Xavier was open. And here, Barry Brown is open, and that's a very nice throw.
He had some really good throws in this game, and to me, it's just, for him, he's young. He's not had the experience of getting hit all year long. He's staying strong in the pocket.
We're brought to you by the Capital Area USSSA Baseball Affiliate, hosting events for all levels and skills, hosting league play and rec all-star divisions, AA, AAA, and Major League State and National events, with some exciting events lined up this spring. More information, contact Lane Petrie at 225-771-9095, 225-771-9095, USSSA Baseball. All right, this next play is a 1st and 10 at the Arkansas 25-yard line, and this is the interception by Harold Perkins.
Yeah, and I'm still not sure if Perkins was in the right spot. Looks like you got man. He bumps over. Nobody covers the guy that comes back over. He drifts off. We end up having 3 guys cover the one guy that he's going to throw the ball to, but it makes a hell of a play.
Well, what Arkansas said was, if you're going to give us 3-on-1 for the punt to give us a block, we'll give you 3-on-1 this way. Let's take a look here from the backside.
So you see the motion over. They were playing man on the outside. Perkins, realized that he sticks with him for a minute. Good to be in the right spot at the right time.
Taylon Green is an exceptionally talented quarterback. This is the type of throw that's holding him back.
Yeah, he has some bad decision making. I feel like he gets locked into a receiver and he's throwing it no matter what. But if you watch Perkins, he sees him. Everybody sloughs off the guy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who was supposed to cover him. If I'm Green, that's probably where he should have been going with the ball.
This has got to be a dump down, right?
Yeah, it's a dump down, but I just don't know, what he was thinking. It was predetermined. I just like that, Perkins is back in that game-wrecking mode. He's just playing free and going after the ball.
Well, he has played – Arkansas has got to feel like Harold Perkins is an All-American linebacker for the way he has played against him. And if it had been that way every time, you're okay. But he saved his best for the Hogs. I'm sure they will be happy to see him move along. We're brought to you by Marucci, from a backyard shed to the top of the game. More than just a baseball bat company, a legacy built on passion and precision. 2 decades of crafting the finest wood, metal, and leather in the sport. Here to help you run the game at MarucciSports.com and the Hitter's House at 5801 Segan Lane plus 1801 Airline Drive in Metairie. Members get 24/7 access to the members-only cages, bullpen cage reservation opportunities, and a 15% discount at the rental store. Go to MarucciSports.com. Next play we're going to look at, this is a 1st down and 10 at the LSU 34-yard line. Harlan Berry with a really nice game. This is near the end of the first half.
And you get great play side blocking. I really like what Bauer Sharp does here. A little bit more of a veteran move, setting up the defensive end and allowing him to settle his feet. The guards get beat right here, but it allows Berry to show you his shiftiness. You're going to see on the play side, this is going to be it's almost kind of like a counter. They're going to look here, come back this way. Bauer's going to set up the defensive end to act like he's blocking him, makes him settle his feet. You're going to have Trades Green get the kick out on the backside, and Ori Williams gets up on the linebacker. Really blocked well. The only thing you have an issue right here on is defensive tackle makes a great play. He throws Thompson, and you allow Berry to show his quick feet. So if you hit pause, go back real quick, I'll tell you when to hit pause. So if you watch Bauer set up the defensive end, he stutters him, gets him up, gets the easy kick right there. You get your play side blocks down, awesome. Great right here with Ori getting up on the linebacker. Bauer set up the defensive end to make an easy block for Green. This side is blocked very well. You got 57 and 78 doing a good job. The guards kind of got beat on this one. 56 gets thrown by the defensive tackle, and Cohen Eccles really misses an inside move.
This is a points play, in my opinion, because LSU had gotten the interception down in the end zone. They had the ball with 33 seconds to go at the 20. So they're going to do what you're supposed to do in that situation, which is you're going to see if you can pop a run. And if you do, then you'll get into your hurry up. Otherwise, you're just going to take it to the locker room. This was the second of back-to-back 14-yard runs.
Yeah.
To set them up around midfield. And then Van Buren makes one of his best throws of the day on the out route to Xavier Thomas, and they set up the field goal. And this gets you a field goal before the half that really their odds of getting points at their own 20-yard line with 33 seconds to go aren't great.
Yeah.
Okay? But they do. Why? Because they popped these two runs, and that was the second of the two.
I think it's similar to what they were trying to do with Alabama. I know the fielder, they were tighter to the goal line, but they called a couple plays to try to break and get points before halftime and build the momentum going in.
This next play is another very good pass from Michael Van Buren to Xavier Thomas. This is a 1st and 10 at the LSU 25-yard line. This one goes for 34 yards. What are we looking at here?
We're hitting the deep ball right here. He gets his one-on-one on the outside. He really gets it on both sides. It's pick your poison. You got Bowers and you got Xavier. Both get the one-on-one. I think he goes more towards Xavier on this one because where the safety's shaded, a little bit tighter window. But you get great protection up front, decisive decision by the quarterback, and he puts the ball right on the money. This is another one you're going to see from the tight view. I know Ori Williams falls on the ground, but this is another. They pass the looper off very well here.
Can I back this up here? And I want to ask you something about this safety right back here. Mm-hmm. How does he know he's not going to go over to double? And it looks like he's supposed to, but he gets over there late. How does he know that guy's not bailing to the sideline there?
Well, you're looking at their alignment. Typically, you're going to cheat to where you got to get. If he's supposed to be over the top, he's going to start cheating towards the hashes.
Okay.
So you kind of look at where the hashes are, where you're aligned, and you know that he's got a lot more room to go cover. So the timing's well. Why I said he went away from this one-on-one down here, because you saw the safety outside the hashes. He can get there quicker.
That's attention to detail.
You're watching the hashes. I mean, I remember plays drawn up to where the safety sitting at 18 yards, you do this. If he's sitting at 12, he's going here. Like, you watch where they line up, and everybody's trying to they're going to cheat the scheme to be in the best situation. So
right,
you see him outside
protection.
the hashes.
Yeah.
See, he's in the middle of the field. You got the advantage on the left side right here.
All right, let's watch. You wanted to point out the protection.
Yeah, so
here.
Ori right here, they did do a good job passing off. He gets tripped up by his own player, but I still think just watching him for his second game in, they're making the calls. He plays with his inside hand. That is huge to me. I think I've complained about it all year long about feeling guys and understanding where the guys are coming from. He really plays well with his hands.
We're brought to you by Bayou Apparel. If you're looking for anything LSU, go to everythinglsu.com. Made by locals, shipping from Baton Rouge. One of a few local LSU official licensees, Bayou Apparel offers the highest quality products to showcase your brand, whether it's an established one or a new one. They do logos, event T-shirts, and promotional items for your business. Go to everythinglsu.com. This next play we're going to look at is a 4th down and 1. And this is the stop on the goal line.
Yeah, well, I went back and watched this film. And the defense won this game. I mean, the amount of times we got an interception in the end zone, a 4th and 1 with Green, the best running quarterback in the SEC. I think that you probably have a 90% chance if people were betting that he makes that 1 yard. But if you watch Guillory right here, it's just a fight from the interior lineman. Guillory goes over the top, stops him. It's a big boy stop, and I just love the fight from everybody diving in. Nobody's quitting. The defense is just playing with great effort right now.
They turned this effort back. They turned the interception at the end of the first half. That was 2 trips down inside the 10-yard line. That they got
all of 330 jumping over the center.
That's 2 trips inside the 10-yard line. One of them inside the one. They got 0 points.
Exactly. That's huge.
LSU won the game by 1 point.
Yep. And you had another missed field goal.
Absolutely. That's right. You did. You absolutely had to have that one. All right, this next play is a play of Michael Van Buren passing the short flat to Barry and Brown, but he turns this into a bigger gain. All right, what are we
looking at? This is a really
here?
tight window throw. I don't like the description that we were provided with. This is a good throw over the top. Great protection right here, and then you just have a really tight window throw where
I said the short left flat. I got the wrong play.
You're going to get a guy over the middle.
No, this is okay.
That tight window throw. When you watch it from the backside, I mean that's a guy playing with a lot of confidence, and I think he gets good protection for the most part. He throws the receiver open.
You got a
fairly short edge right there, but watch that throw, and you really see it from the deep side. He understands where the backer is, and he's got to turn his eyes to get there. He throws it over the top of his head. I mean, these are big-time throws right here.
You put that on the film, and people are going to notice. I mean, this is a very good game for him. Now, in fairness, we didn't show a whole lot from the first quarter where he was clearly nervous.
Yeah.
He was sailing some throws. He was missing. This is his first start in Tiger Stadium. I'm gonna give him a little leeway here in the at the
what I
beginning
would
of the game.
say is in the beginning of the game, it is nerves, and yeah, trust me, I was hearing it from some people in the stands. First couple drives, but once he settled in and made some plays, with his arm and with his legs that really kept us in the game. I think that there's a lot of potential with him, and you're seeing the upside that he can play with.
The patience level is not great at this point among the fans. We're brought to you by Town Square Pizza. Pickup or delivery, downtown Baton Rouge on North Boulevard. Monday through Saturday, 11 until 8. Delicious, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. You got a limited amount of time for lunch. Getting down to Town Square Pizza. Pickup or delivery, and catering is available from Town Square Pizza. All right, this is a 3rd down and 6 from the Arkansas 12-yard line. Is complete. This is the touchdown to Bauer Sharp.
Yeah, for me, this is where I say mobility makes the play.
All right, let's see what we're looking at here first.
You're going to get the motion, and you're really there's not a lot to look at. When I say we're still flawed offensively as far as concepts and play calling, I don't think this was a great concept or play call because I don't see anybody being open. The only way anybody gets open on this is when Van Buren gets on the edge with his legs and makes the DBs have to play the run as well. That's just a play that doesn't happen with us. I mean, it's we're playing with an offensive line that is struggling. I think that they're getting better. There's some things in this that I don't think protection's all that bad right here. Look, you're going to get a guy leak on the inside, you roll out, but the respect that the defensive back has to play with him. He has to come off his man and stop to make sure that he covers the run and allows you to get a window to throw the ball in.
Let's take a look at the wide angle and see what Van Buren is looking at here pre-snap.
Yeah, you're going to have 2 high. They're dropping. They're playing with 7 in the box. There's not a lot to look for. This is when I say my issue with this is the play calling and the scheme. What
is he trying to do? What's his first read here?
His first read, let it play. I would have to assume that you're attacking the middle of the field with 2 high. You attack the middle of the field with 2 high. So Xavier crossing, you got your crossers trying to trick them right there, hit a shallow, but they're both covered really well. You get the bracket right here. You get the linebackers turning on this one. The 2 crossers aren't open. Maybe 14 could get open. That's a tight window, but you got the backer drifting. There's really nothing to go at right here. And the play is made by him getting out on the edge and putting the pressure on the cornerback.
And Buren makes the play, and LSU gets the touchdown. We're brought to you by Dependable Storage with 8 locations across Louisiana and 1 in Gulfport, Mississippi. Matching any competitor's pricing, convenient online rentals and payments, free use of the moving truck for new rental move-ins, clean, secure, and conveniently located facilities. Check out the website at dependablestorage.com for locations, pricing, and rentals. Like Skip Bertman always says, Dependable Storage, we want your stuff. I like this last play we're going to look at. This is a 35-yard run by Michael Van Buren that essentially puts the game away. LSU's looking at 2nd and 16 on their own 24-yard line, and this is later in the ball game. It's not the very end, but it's later in the ball game.
4 minutes left in the game. Arkansas has proven that they can drive on us. This is a play that ices a game for us. I mean, this is one that we don't have the option at if Nuss is playing. We're trying to throw this ball. I think protection's okay. He gets a little bit pressure right here, but he can step up. But I think he just knows that he sees the C's part. He's going to take off and get the first down.
You flip the field. You eventually get enough first downs to run the clock out. And Let's take a look at what he's looking at and what they're trying to do here. Remember, this is a second down play. This is
and Arkansas
16.
stays in too high pretty much the whole game. They're not respecting the run game. They're staying deep, playing coverage. And this is one where you're going to get some man coverage on the outside. Get pretty solid protection. Davis still struggles a little bit. It's not going to kill you, but he can move around that. And for right here, when his eyes flip and starts chasing,
I'll back it up again.
He makes a decision. If you watch Xavion, when this guy chases, you're going to see him. His eyes stay with Xavion, and I think right then is where he's seeing that this guy's eyes are here, his eyes are here. He's got the first down, and he knows that he can go run and make a play. And you see it from the wide view. Look, and it proves to your point. We're not saying he's a running quarterback. I don't think he's that much faster than Nussmeier. I just think that in his mind, he pulls the trigger a little bit quicker to take off and run with it.
Haven't watched this film now for the second time. Van Buren played better than what even I thought. And I thought he had played well.
Yeah.
The decision making here is good. Again, there were some bad plays we didn't show you. We've got a compact window
here. The last
here.
play I really wanted to put on here, I mean, I was battling between this play and I think the play of the game, and probably the most impressive play to me was Harlan Berry sliding when he had the touchdown.
Yeah.
That's football savvy. That's not playing selfish. You understanding where you are in the game. I don't know when I was 18, 19 if I could make myself do that.
I like Caden Durham's quote after the game about that, which was he said he had to slide, otherwise you would have never seen him out there again. Which, it's a funny line because it emphasized, at least to me, what it emphasized was we have been coached to do this. This is the right play to make, and it has been drilled into us. If we don't do this, Frank's the running backs coach too, okay?
I could see the running backs getting it beat in their head a little bit more.
But it's hey, look, there's the end zone. I get it.
Never had a tight end coach tell me not to score. Yeah.
Well, and it's the right play it's the right play with a 2 or 3 point lead, but with a 1 point lead, it is absolutely the right play because an 8 point lead is a 1-score game. Now, even if you've got a 3 point lead, you still slide.
Yeah.
Because theoretically, you could give up a touchdown, an onside kick, and a score. This makes it to where you can't lose the game, and I thought it was great. I thought that Van Buren played better on a second look than I had originally thought, and I thought he played well before that. And I'm very excited about Aubrey Williams' future.
Yeah.
I thought that was
the best tackle on the team in my opinion right now.
I'm very encouraged about his future and what that might hold. And I'm happy for Harold Perkins in the last couple of weeks. Okay, we have given him grief, and I think it's deservedly so. At the A&M game, times in the Vanderbilt game, at times he's been out of position. At times they have played him out of position in the past. The last 2 weeks, you've seen the potential for Harold Perkins. What we saw earlier in his career, pre-injury, when they were deciding what to do with him. I still don't know what they're going to do with him in the NFL. It obviously depends on what team he goes to.
Yeah.
But you see that you have a disruptive guy. He seems to be more into it now. He seems to be more comfortable playing more instinctively in the last couple of weeks.
Look, the first guy I see, he played his best game of the year against Alabama. I think this was right up there with it. Playing just hair on fire, making plays, going after the ball, and then watch him embrace Frank. When Frank comes into the locker room, that meant a lot to Perkins. You see it in his face that was the guy. I just feel like Perkins is playing freer right now. Like he's making impact plays.
Instinctive plays. Okay, LSU's got 2 games left in the regular season. By this time next week, we may know more about a future coach. We left that out this week because, hey, by the time we actually upload this, 8 things might have changed. Well, we've been at this about 30 minutes, but 5 things could have changed. So we'll be with you next week. For Richard Dickson, I'm Charles Hanagriff. This has been the Handycast.